The FIFA World Cup 2026 delivered one of its most dramatic knockout encounters when Brazil faced Japan in the round of 32 at NRG Stadium in Houston on Monday, June 29, 2026. Carlo Ancelotti faced his first major test as Brazil coach in this fixture, with the record five-time world champions taking on Japan, widely regarded as the best Asian team at the tournament. The match carried extra significance because it offered Brazil a chance to avenge their loss to Japan in a friendly the previous year, and because the two footballing nations share a close historical bond. Given the substantial Brazilian influence on the development of professional football in Japan, heading into the contest, the numbers favored the Seleção. Opta's supercomputer gave Brazil a 58.3% probability of winning in regulation time, while Japan was assigned an 18.1% chance, with roughly a 23.6% likelihood of the match going to extra time or penalties. In the all-time head-to-head record, Brazil had lost to Japan only once, with 11 wins and 2 draws against that single defeat. Their only previous World Cup meeting came 20 years earlier, at Germany 2006, when Brazil won comfortably 4-1. Yet recent history offered Japan some encouragement. Their sole victory over Brazil had come in their most recent clash, a 3-2 friendly win in Tokyo in October 2025, in which Brazil surrendered a 2-goal lead before Ueda struck the winner for the hosts. Both teams arrived in Houston in good form. Japan had navigated an extremely competitive Group F without losing a single match, finishing with 5 points to reach the knockout rounds. They had opened their campaign with a hard-fought 2-2 draw against the Netherlands in Dallas, before following it up with a clinical 4-0 demolition of Tunisia in Monterrey. Brazil's path had been less spectacular, but equally effective. The Seleção began with a tense 1-1 draw against Morocco in East Rutherford, then found their attacking rhythm with a 3-0 win over Haiti in Philadelphia, before topping their group with a thrilling 3-3 victory over Scotland in Miami, sparked by a first-half brace from Vinícius Jr. Tactically, observers expected a fascinating contrast in approaches, as Japan was set up around a unified defensive block built on positional discipline, prioritizing the prevention of low crosses and synchronized covering to frustrate Brazil's inverted wingers, while Brazil's challenge was to keep its defensive shape solid against Japan's swift vertical counters whenever its attacking full-backs pushed forward. The match itself unfolded exactly as the underdog narrative demanded for much of the first half. Japan took a deserved lead in the 29th minute through Kaishu Sano, who pounced after a sloppy Brazilian pass, and some poor defending by Casemiro allowed him to fire Japan ahead. For long stretches of the opening period, Brazil struggled to find any rhythm, with the Seleção offering very little going forward in the first half. Japan's structure held firm, frustrating Vinícius Jr. and company, and the Samurai Blue carried their slender advantage into the break to the delight of their supporters. The second half told a very different story. Brazil emerged with renewed urgency, and the turning point arrived in the 56th minute, when Casemiro, who had earlier seen a header cleared off the line, powered home a second header at the back post to level the score. From there, Brazil began to dominate territory and chances, though Japan's goalkeeper Zion Suzuki produced a moment of brilliance to deny Vinícius Jr. a wonder goal with a fine save against the post. As the match wore into stoppage time, with extra time looming, substitute Gabriel Martinelli delivered the decisive blow. Played through by Bruno Guimarães, Martinelli curled in a brilliant winner in the 96th minute to snatch victory for Brazil before the match could go to extra time. The numbers underlined just how dominant Brazil had ultimately been after their slow start. Brazil finished the match with an expected goals tally of 1.72 compared to Japan's 0.23, a reflection of how the Asian side was made to pay for sitting too deep in the closing stages. The final scoreline read Brazil 2-1 Japan, with Casemiro's equalizer arriving in the 56th minute and Martinelli's winner coming in the 5th minute of added time, against Sano's opener for Japan in the 29th minute. It was a result steeped in history for Brazil, since, as noted by Fox Sports, Monday's win marked the first time since 1938 that Brazil had come from behind at halftime to win a knockout stage World Cup match. Speaking afterward, Ancelotti's pre-match message of needing mind, heart, and clarity proved prophetic, as his side required exactly those qualities to dig themselves out of an early hole against a stubborn opponent. For Japan, the heartbreak was evident in the dressing room. Midfielder Junya Ito reflected that the team had made things difficult for themselves once again in the closing stages, a sentiment that captured the frustration of a side that had matched Brazil for long periods only to fall agonizingly short in the dying moments. With the win secured, Brazil booked their place in the round of 16, where they will face the winner of Ivory Coast and Norway on July 5th at New York, New Jersey Stadium. For Japan, the tournament ended in cruel fashion, but their performance against one of the game's traditional superpowers, having gone unbeaten through the group stage and pushed Brazil to the very brink in the knockout round, further cemented their reputation as one of the most dangerous and well-organized teams to emerge from Asian football in recent years. The match will be remembered as a microcosm of Brazil's growing tournament narrative, a team finding its identity match by match, capable of slow starts, but increasingly able to call upon individual brilliance, composure, and historical resilience when the stakes are highest.